Hello, this is Dr. Seema. I welcome you for another episode of MANOVAAC. Here we are with one more question for Guruji Naushir. Pranam Guruji. This is today's question. Many scriptures and spiritual books talk about saints and sages having supernormal powers called Siddhis, by which they can perform amazing feats. Are these real? And can a common person acquire these powers and use them?
Okay, to explain siddhis and powers, I will categorize them into two. One is what I called borrowed powers, and the other is owned powers. Okay. Now, these borrowed siddhis are essentially those powers which you have to depend on outside factors for. They are mainly connected with the five elements. There is certain uh, proprietation of those elements, five elements, and it is intricately linked with the spirits, not necessarily negative spirits or not necessarily low spirits, but the spirits connected with those five elements. But which is essentially what Tantra is more or less all about. It includes a lot of mantras, yagyas, and various tantric, you can say, procedures, rituals, by which you align with or cooperate with certain spirit forces or unseen forces and acquire those powers or ask those unseen spirits to do something for you. This is uh, fraught with, I would say, a lot of risk, because when you involve third parties in the process, there are certain rules and very strict regulations that have to be followed. There are certain procedures which have to be done very correctly. Otherwise, there is a payback for it. And the payback could be even with your own life. It's that serious. So when you use these kind of paranormal entities or forces to gain control and to exercise power, yes, you can get a lot of work done or you can get things done, but ultimately I have seen that they carry a lot of risk with them, and the practitioner invariably somewhere gets trips up and causes a lot of harm to himself or herself. So these borrowed powers which are used through tantric means, or I'm just saying tantric, there could be other words in other scriptures, but when it involves an outside power and you borrow that power, that has its consequences. And it could be temporary till you keep satisfying the entity that is providing you with that power. The day you don't satisfy it, anything can happen. So that is why there is a lot of risk associated with it. Versus owned siddhis or powers. These are amazing. They are very, I mean, they are stunningly useful, and they blossom within you. They are contained in your chakras, in your energy centers. They are within you. They are in their seed form or in their unblossomed form. In every individual, every single
Regardless.
individual, regardless of anything. I mean, just the fact that you're a human, your very spirit biology provides for it. So these chakras which have these contained siddhis, they have to be brought out through a lot of sadhana and spiritual practices which are invariably positive. And after much of that and a lot of purification, the chakras bloom and deliver those powers and siddhis to you. This cannot be taken away from you for that lifetime, for that one lifetime. They don't carry forward. For that one lifetime, you have those amazing powers. For example, you can grow big, you can grow small, you can become this size, you can disappear, you can appear, you can uh, 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 lift a huge sofa like this with one finger, or you can make this as heavy as a truck. All these kind of, not that you use these powers, but
we
they are
have
there.
read
They're
or
there, yeah.
have like mentioned in many sense biographies or
They sometimes use
books.
it. Yeah, they sometimes use it for the benefit of
Like we
mankind, of
have
course.
heard about Sai Baba preparing meal like
Meal for thousands. Have you heard of
out of
Christ
like
feeding the whole congregation?
yes.
Yeah, you hear of these stories. So these kind of amazing powers are there, but when they are owned, it's safe. But you have to work very hard for them. Whereas the borrowed powers can be immediately
Acquired.
acquired through those rituals, but they carry a lot of risk. Now, if you ask me whether you said whether common people can acquire them, yes, anyone can acquire them. If they are borrowed, you have to know the rituals, and you have to know somebody who can perform those rituals, or you have to learn to do those rituals yourself. Sometimes they can be very gory rituals also, involving sacrifices and stuff like that. Yeah. But when it is your own powers, which evolve from your chakras, for that you have to do a lot of sadhana, and I mean a lot, and let them blossom within you. And that mostly happens with the guidance of a guru.
So you need a guru who can guide you, but
Yeah.
does a guru really encourages you to
No.
acquire powers?
See, that is the that's the irony of siddhis. As you acquire siddhis, you also are evolving. I'm
Naturally.
talking about own siddhis, not the borrowed
Yes.
ones.
Yeah.
Because even a crook can borrow the siddhis. But as you evolve and you acquire the siddhis, the more powers you get, the less use you have of them. Because your life changes so dramatically, and your outlook and your perception, your desires, they change so dramatically that then you feel that what is the use of having all this? I don't need any of this. I mean, unless it is to help humanity or somebody in trouble. Like, there are various siddhis like that, and
Then they
but
find it futile to
then
exhibit
then they
and
find it futile to even exhibit it or even use it,
use it.
because when you use it, you are using a lot of your energy, so they don't find it necessary to
So
use it.
either way, siddhis, even if you acquire, to utilize you need some energy or some exchange.
Yes, of
They
course.
don't come for free.
No, they don't come for free. Your energy is used in that. Definitely, it's used in that.
And if you want to acquire, be ready to work really hard.
You have to work really hard to first acquire them, or to have them blossom in you, and then you have to be careful how you use them, because if you misuse them by some chance, then you have to pay for that. I mean, karma is karma. You cannot go scot free just because you're using those siddhis.
Thank you so much, Guruji. Many people come to Guruji with this quest that they want to acquire certain powers and certain siddhis so that they feel that they can achieve many things for them. But I think with this warning, we are fine just the way we are till we are ready to be gifted through our own evolution or spiritual progress. Whenever it's wish, it's God's wish, we may or may not acquire. But I think we are fine without them. Thank you so much, Guruji, for answering our question. And thank you so much for joining us for MANOVAAC. See you in the next episode. Thank you.